Grants of between €250 and €4,000 are being made available to householders under a new €100 million government plan to improve insulation in Irish homes.
Today in Ireland, many homeowners are availing of Irish government grants to insulate their homes, thus reducing energy consumption and contributing towards meeting Ireland's carbon emission reduction commitments. Most home insulations in Ireland are being done using polystyrene, as it is the cheapest type available. Usually the government grant covers most, if not all, of the insulation cost when polystyrene is used. Insulation is a fantastic idea as it reduces consumption of fossil fuels, and these grants are also getting people back to work. Unfortunately though, the Irish government and many governments around the world don't regulate the runoff from the cutting of polystyrene blocks to fit the houses. Thousands of small innocent looking pieces of polystyrene break off into the environment when the large polystyrene blocks have to be shaped and cut with saws. And as you can see in this video, the polystyrene goes everywhere in the vicinity, even on days with very little wind. The polystyrene travels easily through gutters and storm drains, or stays in local soils for hundreds of years, or is eaten by local bird life. It then gets into our waterways, eventually reaching rivers and oceans, breaking down into small non-biodegradable pieces that are ingested by marine life. Ingesting polystyrene prevents the absorption of nutrients into animals' bodies and can result in starvation and death. This is the government's responsibility to remedy this situation. The biggest environmental health concern associated with polystyrene is the danger associated with the toxic substance styrene, the basic building block of polystyrene, and also benzene. These are known carcinogens and neurotoxins and are hazardous to animals and humans through contact, inhalation and exposure in the food chain. Polystyrene poses a threat to the well-being of birds and marine life that confuse polystyrene for food, as mentioned. We all have a responsibility to our environment and our food chain to minimise the environmental impact of our economic activities. The solution to this particular problem is quite simple. The SEAI, Sustainable Energy Ireland, under the Department of Natural Resources in Ireland, regulate insulation contractors. We are currently working on getting them to direct contractors under their code of conduct to ensure that the work area is completely enclosed and in contact with the wall they are working on with inexpensive mesh to ensure that the maximum amount of this debris is caught, vacuumed up and disposed of properly. Alternatively, contractors can use hot cutting knives while wearing a mask to prevent any debris whatsoever. It really is that simple, and all we need is recognition of this issue to get it sorted out. It is also important that legislation is enacted soon, because this grant system will end in Ireland, and this means that the SEAI will no longer have direct influence over contractors. Large financial penalties need to be put in place for non-compliance. We would also ask the EU to issue a Europe-wide general directive of a similar nature. This would reflect the fact that many cities and countries around the world have already banned the use of polystyrene in many areas. And we would call on the public to be vigilant and speak to contractors before they start work in your area, and ask them to completely enclose the cutting area to catch as much of this environmentally harmful substance as possible, and keep your garden and your neighbour's garden, like the one in this video, tidy. This polystyrene issue may seem like a small problem, but with hundreds of thousands of homes in Ireland, Europe and around the globe insulating at the cheapest price possible in an attempt to reduce energy costs and energy consumption, this problem will become huge and it needs to be addressed. We all need to speak up to maintain our clean oceans, marine life, fisheries and overall environmental health for now and for generations to come.